Hey guys, welcome to your channel. We are going to discuss some objective current affairs questions. As I am always saying you, these questions are not only important for pre, these will equally help you in your mains exam. These questions are full of facts as well as concept. You can use the facts for preliminary exam and concept for mains exam. You will find the questions in comment and description box. From there, you can copy the questions, and while watching the video, try to view the video in full screen for a better view of the questions. So let's proceed to the questions. Coming to the question number 1, choose the correct statement regarding shadow cabinet. This is very important. It is in news. What is shadow cabinet? Shadow cabinet is actually a parallel cabinet formed from the opposition party for a better deliberation in parliament on different issues. How does it help? It is equally important for mains exam. You can find questions regarding shadow cabinet. In shadow cabinet, what happened? A parallel cabinet is formed from the opposition party on the line of the existing cabinet from the ruling party. This shadow cabinet is especially powerless. But what did they do? They, like the cabinet minister, the ministers from the cabinet, from the shadow cabinet also deeply discusses everything. The shadow cabinet gains knowledge on the matters related to government policies so that they can deliberately present them in the parliament, or they can deliberately counter the arguments of the ministers in the parliament. So as a whole, shadow cabinet helps an effective deliberation on the policy making on the floor of the parliament. So option A, it is formed imitating the real cabinet but devoid of real power. Correct. Means shadow cabinet is formed from the opposition party on the line of the real cabinet. Right. But they have not, the shadow cabinet does not have any real power unlike the cabinet. Option B, it is formed under the opposition leader allocating each member to supervise a particular portfolio. This is also correct. In shadow cabinet, actually, each member is allocated a particular portfolio, right? So that he can view the, or he can gain the knowledge regarding that portfolio so that he can discusses them in on the floor of parliament. So both the options are correct. Question number 2. Choose the correct statement regarding free legal aid in India. Option A. Article 39A of the Indian Constitution mentions about free legal aid. This is correct. Option B. The Legal Service Authorities Act 1987 establishes the National Legal Service Authority in India to give free legal aid to weaker sections of society. This is also correct. And here the option B also brings the relevance of the mains, because you can find questions regarding the recent success, failure, contribution, significance of the free legal aid and the National Legal Service Authority in India. Option B is also correct. Option C, the act also provides for the establishment of lok adalats. Correct. Option D, under the act, the Legal Service Authority has been established in center, state, district, taluk level, headed by Chief Justice of Supreme Court, Chief Justice of High Court, District Magistrate and Senior Civil Judges respectively. That means in center, the Legal Service Authority is headed by Chief Justice of Supreme Court, and in state level, the Legal Service Authority is headed by Chief Justice of High Court, and in district level, Legal Service Authority is headed by District Magistrate, and in taluk level, this authority is headed by civil judges. So this is important. So all the statements are correct regarding free legal aid in India. Question number 3. Which of the following is not included under Free Legal Service Act? Cases pending in Supreme Court. This is also included. This also, the Free Legal Service Act covers all the cases pending in Supreme Court and High Court. Option B, victims of natural and industrial disaster. This also covers under the Act. Option C, victims under Article 23 of the Indian Constitution means right against exploitation. Any person who is a victim of exploitation also covered under Free Legal Service Act. Mentally or physically disabled person is also covered under Free Legal Service Act. All these are covered under Free Legal Service Act. Question number 4. The Gross National Happiness Commission, a premier body to promote happiness, is in Bhutan, India, Myanmar. We all know that this National Happiness Commission is existed in Bhutan. This National Happiness Commission actually promotes some kind of indexes regarding happiness and try to incorporate those indexes in government policies. Question number 5. In view of growing dearth of health personnel and infrastructure, dearth means lack. In view of growing lack of health personnel and infrastructure, a debate is going on regarding the awareness of self-help in primary treatment. This is an article from the Hindu newspaper. The article says that in the view of the growing or lack of the health personnel or health infrastructure, there is a particular awareness in necessary. What kind of awareness? Regarding the self-help awareness in health. That means if some kind of primary treatment is available to a person so that he can himself buy the medicines from the pharmacy, right? So in this respect, which of the following drug cannot be considered under self-help category? That means that there are some drugs which can be used by the patient himself on the basis of primary treatment, right? So which of the following drugs cannot be covered under the self-help category? Prophylaxis. Prophylaxis is a kind of antibiotic given to prevent infection. So this can be included under self-help category. Misoprostol and mifepristone. These two drugs are used in case of abortion. Right, up to 10 weeks of the pregnancy, this misoprostol and mifepristone drugs are used by a patient to prevent pregnancy. Right, so all these three drugs are covered under the self-help category. Question number 6. In view of the recent visa controversy in US, consider the correct distinction between H-1B visa and EB-5 visa. This is also important. Option A. The first is a non-immigrant temporary visa, while the second is a kind of permanent visa. This is true. H-1B visa is mainly a non-permanent, means temporary or non-immigrant visa. EB-5 is though totally not a permanent visa, but in comparison to the H-1B visa, EB-5 visa provides a longer time of stay in US. That is why it is a kind of permanent visa. Option B. Under the first, US employers hire foreign nationals having specialized knowledge for work purposes. Yes, H-1B visa is actually given to persons who are having specialized knowledge in particular field and who are hired by US companies. This visa is actually given to the foreign nationals hired by US companies. While the second is, in case of second, where a foreign national can, while the second is a investor-friendly visa where a foreign national can achieve green card in US by investing minimum $500,000 in targeted US businesses employing at least 10 US workers. This is also correct. EB-5 visa is given to those foreign nationals who want to establish a particular kind of business in US by investing minimum of $500,000 and which company will whose investment will employ at least 10 US nationals. So both the options are correct. H-1B visa is given to mainly foreign nationals who want to go to US for work purposes. This visa is given to those foreign nationals who are hired by US companies. Right, under this visa, you cannot achieve green card. But EB5 visa is a kind of investment visa. A foreign national who want to invest in USA, if he invests minimum $500,000 in a targeted US business throughout partnership or throughout real estate or throughout any self business, then he can achieve green card in US. Green card means he will get all the privileges, he will get almost all the privileges enjoyed by a USA citizen, right? These are some distinctions between H1B visa and EB5 visa. Both are correct distinction. Question number 7. Which of the following is not a vector-borne disease? Dengue, malaria, chikungunya, Nile fever. All are vector-borne disease. Question number 8. Which of the following is not a criterion to get pension under Swatanta Sainik Samman pension scheme? This is a pension scheme given to the beneficiary of the beneficiary under this pension scheme are of freedom fighters actually, right? So what are some of the criteria? Option A person who spends minimum 6 months in prison on the verge of freedom movement. This is also correct. Option B, a person whose property had been confiscated by imperial government. This is also correct. A person who became incapacitated due to British torture. Correct. A person who involved in freedom movement at least for 6 months. All these 4 options are criteria to get pension under the Swatanta Sainik Samman pension scheme. But here one thing you have to keep in mind, the question is asking not included, right? But I am answering not in that point. I am answering from the point of view or from the viewpoint of making notes or from the viewpoint of information. While attempting questions in preliminary exam hall, you have to keep in view that what the question is asking. All right. Question number 9. Choose the correct statement regarding stealth frigate ships. This is not any news new news. This is not any updated news. Means you can say it is a old news, right? Stealth frigate ships are existing in India since 1990, but somehow in the context of Navy's recent update or in the context of recent initiative of Indian Navy in Indo-Pacific, this stealth frigate has come into news due to various reasons. And UPSC has always tried to ask some kind of static questions also, right? So we can also look at the static questions like stealth frigate ships, or other submarines, some static submarines like INS Sindhu Kirti, etc. So question number 9, choose the correct information regarding stealth frigate ships. Option A, they are naval ships with multi-pronged role and which are harder to detect. This is correct. These stealth frigate ships is multi-strategic ships. They can be used for various purposes and they are very hard to detect by any kind of technology, right? So they are very safe in comparison to the others. Option B, INS Shivalik is India's first stealth frigate ship. Correct. Both the options are correct. Question number 10. Consider the correct statement regarding INS Sindhu Kirti. Option A, it is a nuclear submarine in Indian Navy. Wrong, it is not a nuclear submarine. It is option B, it is an electronic submarine possessed by Indian Navy. This is correct. Option B is correct. So these are some questions picked from the current affairs of the recent time. I will come again with another video regarding objective current affairs for prelims. Till then, study well, take care of yourself, and bye-bye.